A surprise result. We didn't see this coming to start the day, but it is what it is, to use an unnecessary and irrelevant and meaningless sports cliche. And now we move on to the game between Fabiano Caruana and Praggnanandhaa.
I think we will perhaps have a chance to analyze the last couple of moves in Hikaru's game against Liren later. But right now, what's happening is Caruana versus Praggnanandhaa. Also, with only a few minutes left on the clock, Praggnanandhaa with the draw odds, but Fabi's position seems to be winning.
Yeah, he's a pawn up, Fabiano Caruana, and it's not just any old pawn, it's the white A pawn, 3 squares away from touchdown. If he can hold the rest of his position, if he can get the queens off, he's always going to win. But queen and knight, notoriously tricky, a really dangerous duo there. And black's D pawn, we keep seeing Pragg with his past D pawns. He's not out of it. It's all about who will handle this incoming time scramble better. Pragg looks zoned in, locked in. I wonder whether you trade rooks, whether you just go passive, defend your bishop. Still tricks in the air. It's sufficiently complicated for Pragg not to get too down on his chances right now. We see the rooks leave the board, and Fabi offering a trade of queens. Great professional approach.
Yeah, super clean there, and a loss in Armageddon would really hurt Prague's chances. Remember, coming in, he was in 3rd place, chasing Magnus, Carlsen, and Hikaru Nakamura in that order. But if he goes down in Armageddon, just like Hikaru did, then that means Magnus's lead over both of those guys just gets bigger. It's going to require a classical victory tomorrow for somebody to keep pace with the world #1.
It's not going to be easy at all. Magnus looking like a huge favourite, but Pragg keeping his chances alive. The queen and knight tie down. The white bishop to their A pawn now. Still no way forward for that pawn to push. But any queen trade, if he can somehow find a way, Fabiano, he's going to win this game. Maybe it's time to give the white king some breathing space as well. Watch out for any tricks. That's the only thing that can save Pragg. Black's king, though, too open. Surely this is a win for white, though, Anna.
It has to be a win, and Fabi is spending a bit more time here to invest in figuring out how is it a win. Bishop h6 check, the king goes to f6.
What a brave move by Pragg, and I think it's the right move from a practical perspective, right? In this situation, you just say, come get me, big fella, and remember that you're not afraid of perpetual check, because a draw, you win. So that's exactly the right practical thing to do, not to try to hide the king and hope you don't get mated on the dark squares, exactly like David's highlighting. Just run it out in the middle of the board. You are going to create winning chances along the way toward reminding white that, hey, if you just check me forever, I win. This is Armageddon. So I like this idea. And even this is helpful. You can take a5, and you're not afraid of danger with the king in the center, because a draw, you win. So I really love the way Pragg handled that critical check on h6.
Yeah, and it feels like for Fabiano, things are getting somewhat harder to convert after these last couple of moves. Of course, his position is still a winning position, but he has to spend longer to figure it out. His time advantage has evaporated, and now there's there's like a checkmate he could blunder on e1, for instance. I don't think he will, but just saying that things have gotten a lot more complex for his conversion, and he has to win.
Couldn't agree more, and there was checkmate on the board. Thank you, David, for the highlight there. Checkmate on the board that does not happen, but Pragg in a much better spot, even though Fabi's not blundering mates, David.
Yeah, but that was an important check. If white had, for example, pushed the h-pawn forward, there would have been a check, another check, the queens would have come off the board. A queen trade, unlike earlier, would now actually favour black, who would likely draw with pawns on the same side of the board. But first, Pragg, with such an open king, needs to be careful. The black queen, the black knight, they were both a bit loose, no checks anymore. I love this last move by Fabiano. It's really forced Pragg to think, and what's this? The bar slides all the way up.
Wait, did he just...
What is the idea?
Wow.
Can you take c5, then queen d1? Is that a winning queen and pawn ending?
It's drawn king, queen and pawn endgame, but this is the key move. There's no checks.
Oh, and Pragg has realized that he blundered. Oh, no. Just when he had come out
Not
of
only
it,
is there no checks, but you can't save the knight, because if you move the knight to the wrong square, the queen checks on e4, and then the bishop checks on dark squares, and you win the queen. It's a discovery on the 4th rank at the moment.
This one is over. Pragg, that slip. It was so difficult to hold, though, with a king out in the open like this.
I don't know what Fabi's thinking about. Check and take the knight.
Maybe he's just double checking, but he's got only a minute and 15 seconds to double check.
He plays it.
Yeah, but you have to move. Yeah, you have to move the king to where it's checked because you can't go to f6 because bishop c3. So sorry. Anyway, Fabiano does ultimately give the check. He sees it. He wins in Armageddon over Praggnanandhaa. Helpful if you're Magnus Carlsen, who's happy to see anybody who was chasing him, like Hikaru Nakamura in Prague, go down. And I guess a good victory for Fabi to continue to kind of fight his way back and have a respectable finish here toward the end in Norway.
Well, we're going to have so much to unpack in these last Armageddon games. Caruana versus Praggnanandhaa, Hikaru against Ding. So much has happened, and the games have been extremely exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let's analyze the final moments of